Just make sure this is working and we move forward. See, okay, it's working. Right. Again, good evening to you. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, thank you so much for joining this evening. I can assure you that you are going to learn quite a lot that would help you in your business. I'm going to start by sharing my slides, and then I'm going to come back to you and ask you what is the one thing you want to learn today, because I want to make sure that I cover exactly what you want to know as well. Not only what I have to tell you, but the reason why you have come onto the particular lecture today. What's the one thing you really want to know? Actually, maybe we should start with that. Yeah. What is the one thing that you will like to know today? What's the one thing that's on your mind that you would like to know this evening? What's the reason why you are here? What's one thing you want to learn? Who wants to have a go first? What's the one thing you would like to know this evening? Okay, anyone?
Hello?
Yes, hello. Go ahead, please. Okay.
I'd just like to understand the understanding of how the customer actually chooses your product, like the basic understanding of how they actually are willing to pay for my product rather than just paying for something else, maybe, if that makes any sense.
Yes, yes, yes. Why would a customer choose your product over another product of the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
type?
yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll cover
So
that.
basic understanding of how that happens. That would be a great learning curve for me. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
that. Anyone else, please? Just one more person.
Hello.
Yes, go
So
on.
yeah,
I hear
so
you.
currently I'm exploring the business options. I want to provide services or a
Mhm.
consulting service to some utility and taxation clients. So I want to right now I want to see how my skill set or my experience fits into this market. I can launch a product, or I should approach customers and get some small projects from them for implementing digital solutions. And also, it's more like I'm exploring my options in German market. So this is what I want to learn: how I should approach customers, how I can make leads in converting those customers to paying clients.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to address that too. All right. Thank you so much for Kay and Abhishek. Um, very helpful to just know where you are at and what you would like to do. Okay, I want to employ you after the course to click on the link that I've shared with you just now, so that you can get a report that would also enhance what we're going to learn today. So let's move forward. Today, we're going to talk about how to get your first paying customers in the next 30 or 60 days. After we finish, I'm going to share an offer with you if you're interested. But today, I can assure you that you will learn from me in this less than 1 hour what you need to do to take your business to the next level. All right. My name is Boomy Tokan, and I've got a master's in social entrepreneurship, and I've worked in business. If you like, you might want to call me a serial entrepreneur, and I've worked in many fields. I'm currently lecturing at New Vic College in business, and I've advised many startups in London. Also, I'm the founder of Start Your Own Business Academy and the creator of the Founder's Journey Framework. If you check me on Udemy, you'll find out that I have over 350,000 students. And I also work with charities, helping small charities raise money. I've helped small charities raise over 3 million, maybe around about 4 million now, in small funds. So if somebody's asking, why should I bother to listen to you? Well, I helped somebody start a business with £10, and they recently moved into their first house. So enough of me. Today, what we're going to learn is to help you to identify where you are in what I call the founder's journey, to help you understand the relationship between product market fit and generating sales, which is what one of you talked about. Also, to recognize why many businesses struggle to make their first sale and how to overcome that. We're going to look at how to create a simple offer that people can understand, because unless people understand your offer, they're not going to buy from you. I'm also going to help you to identify the 7 practical customer acquisition strategies from which you would choose a couple to work with. And then we are going to give you a plan, hopefully, that will help you to work through this over the next 30 days. So the way that I'm going to organize the teaching this evening is that I will talk for a few minutes and I'll stop so they can ask questions. Then I will talk for a few minutes and I'll stop so you can ask questions, and we'll move forward. So if you have any questions that arise in your heart before I stop, then please take a note of it. I'm going to send you these slides, so you don't necessarily need to take notes. All you need to do is to probably just write down what actually strikes you as I speak, or the questions you want to ask, or insights you've got as we go through it. But I'll send you the slides after. Now, before you think about generating your first sales, by the way, if anything goes wrong, if I log out for some reason, then please just come back and we'll all be back together. Okay. Before you try to generate sales, there's one thing you need to establish first, and it's important for us to go through this. You need to know that you have found a business that is right for you. Notice I did not say a business that makes money only. I said a business that is right for you. When I say that, I mean a business that fits your expertise, fits your background, fits your knowledge, fits your finance, fits your current situation, fits your motivation, fits your interest, something you love to do. And it must be capable of solving a problem. That's also important. So a business that you should start is not only one that is right for you, but it's right for you and it's also solving a problem. Sometimes a founder might create a product that they love and then they're trying to force it on the market. No. This concept of founder product market fit is what I'm talking about here. Founder, that's you working on your own abilities, using your gifts, using your interests, your values, creating a product. When I say product, I mean a product or service, of course, that is solving a problem that a group of people are willing to pay for. So it's what I call a founder product market fit. That's the first stage of generating sales. If you have not done that, if you've not chosen a business that is right for you, that really solves a genuine problem, and that people would want to pay for, it's a non-starter. So if you think about that, once you create a product that fits that founder product market fit to as much as you can, once you create that product, it's easier for you to go on from there to build upon your business. Right. The founder product market fit means that three things align. One is your skills, your experience, your interest, your relationships, your resources, your connections, your contacts, your environment, the things you've learned, the things that have been traumatic in your life, everything about you aligns with the solution you're capable of creating and delivering, which is a problem worth solving. And then it fits into a specific group of people with that genuine problem and need and willing to pay for that solution. Once you find that, you have found what I've called a product market fit. Now, why product market fit matters is the reason why it matters. If your business is not right for you, you're going to struggle to explain its value to your customers. You're just going to struggle. You just won't know what to say, how to say it, because you don't have the experience of it. And somebody can say, well, but I can always learn. That's true. You can always learn. But if you start a business that fits where you are right now with who you are, with what you know, it's easier for you to learn, to build up learning on that, rather than go into a new thing that doesn't fit who you are at all. You may lack the capabilities to deliver it if it doesn't fit who you are. You may lose momentum very quickly because every business is going to come across certain challenges as you go along. So if you don't like that business, you're going to quickly give up on it. You may copy a customer acquisition method that doesn't suit you because you have not chosen what's right for you. And you can spend months trying to sell something that you shouldn't, like something that you should reconsider. It should be something that you should not have been doing it in the first place. So this founder product market fit is the beginning of your sales. It's extremely important because why is that? When you are getting to selling or making your first sales, you're actually doing two things. You are validating the product into the market. You're making sure that the product fits into the market. And you know what? The only way that you and I know that a product fits the market is that people are willing to pay for the solution that you bring. When people you are targeting are not willing to pay for the solution you're bringing to the market, it means a couple of things. It means maybe you have not found the right niche to sell to. That's correct. Yeah. Or your solution doesn't have any traction. It doesn't solve any problem. It's not solving the real problems that the customer wants to solve. So, like I said, you're doing two things. One, you're validating your product market fit by trying to get sales and and trying to sell it to the right customers. And secondly, you are generating the sales. So both work together, but actually you're validating that, yeah, what I found when I discovered my founder product market fit works, because the right customers are willing to pay for it. And then I'm also generating sales. It's two things, right? And because generating sales is going to help you to find the approach that actually converts customers. You see, at this stage of your business, what you're actually doing is learning. You're doing more learning than actually generating sales. Or you are learning as well as generating sales. You're learning what customers want, how they want to be approached, the kind of language they use, what's the best way to talk to them. You are learning all that at the same time trying to generate sales. But the learning is very important. Even if initially you learn quickly that your product is not going to sell, it's not going to work, it's better for you to learn this than to be holding on to something, hoping that it's going to happen someday when it's not. Okay. This are very important. So let me introduce you to this. Before we get into the acquisition strategies, let me introduce you to something I call the Founder's Journey Framework. The Founder's Journey Framework states that actually there are 5 stages that each founder goes through. And I've tested this in the life of people like Oprah. I've tested this in the life of people like Colonel Sanders. I've tested this in the lives of Steve Jobs. So I have a couple of books that I've written on Oprah, Oprah's founder's journey and Steve Jobs' founder's journey, and they all follow this. They follow these stages. The first stage is the explorer stage, and all this is going to make sense to you in a moment. The explorer stage. The explorer stage is where you find the right business and establish what we call the founder product market fit that we've been talking about. The second stage is where you validate your product market fit and generate sales. So that's the one that a couple of you have told me that's where you are. You are the builder stage, where you're trying to validate your product and your market. The next one after that is where you are creating repeatable deliveries and generating more consistent sales and building trust. The next stage after that is your growth stage, where you are scaling what works and you are, increasing your trust, or you're leveraging your trust across many products and across many markets. And then the final stage is what's called the visionary stage, where you build other leaders. So sometimes, the reason why I like this is that sometimes somebody is in the explorer and they're talking about, oh, I want to scale. What are you scaling? You are in the explorer stage, you're talking about scaling. You shouldn't be talking about that, because that's not a problem that you should be concerned with. The problem you should be concerned with at the explorer stage is trying to find the right product that solves a problem that people want to pay for. Again, in the builder stage, what you want to discover is that, hey, whatever I've chosen to do is actually going to work because some people are already paying for it. Okay. So that's the founder's journey stages. Now, let's talk about why many businesses struggle to get their first sale, and then we're going to pause for you to ask some questions. Why is it that some businesses struggle to make their first sale? Well, sometimes people start perfecting the product or perfecting the website or perfecting their logo, their business plan, and they've not spoken to any customers. So how are you going to get sales if you're not speaking to the customers that you want to sell your product to? Okay. Again, they can describe their product instead of the customer's problems. If you have not spoken to customers and trying to find out what their problems are, if you've not listened to them, you're not going to be able to describe their problem. You can talk about your product, which is something you built, but you're not talking to them because you're not getting them to say anything, because really you don't understand their language. You don't know what they are actually struggling with. You just know what you built. Or sometimes people are waiting for confidence instead of building confidence through action. I think I learned this from Tony Robbins, and it shocked me when he said it. He said, confidence is built by taking action. I'm like, wow. I thought about it. That's so true. Because if you think about public speaking, which is one of the things that most people are afraid of doing, in fact, some assessment says people are more afraid of public speaking than they are of dying or something, or it's the second biggest fear, something like that. What that means is that unless you get up there to that stage and you start speaking to an audience that you don't know, you're not going to get the confidence to do public speaking. You can read all the books, go to all the seminars, do everything else, but speak until you speak. You don't get the confidence. It's the same with generating your first sales. People try to avoid speaking to their customers, but they want the confidence to go speak to their customers. No, you build the confidence to speak to customers as you go along. Or you're trying too many customer acquisition methods. Today, I'm going to show you about 7 or 8 acquisition methods, not 5. And I'm going to ask you to choose 2 that you're going to commit to. Not many, just 2 that you're going to commit to. Or they target everybody instead of targeting a specific customer. Or say, yeah, Boomy, but I know my product appeals to all businesses that earn over 5 million. Oh, yeah, that's my customer. Everybody that earns over 5 million, in fact, that is even narrow. I've heard people say things like all businesses would buy my product. All businesses find my product useful. No, all businesses won't find your product useful. Or they avoid follow-up, or they can never clearly ask the customer to pay. You got to ask the customer to pay. Again, that goes back to confidence. So let me pause before we go on to the next stage where we're going to start talking about the customer acquisition process. Is there any questions, please? What are your questions? Anyone, please? Shall I go on?
Yes, you can go on.
Okay, thank you. All right. So now, the first thing we need to do when we're thinking of, in fact, everything I've said over on the other side there is not to hide behind preparation, because preparation is not validation. It's when you get out there and start talking. That's when you validate what you have. But before we approach a customer, we need to be clear on what we are offering. So Kay asked earlier on, how does a customer choose my product over somebody else's? Anybody who has a clear offer that communicates that offer in such a way that the customer feels that that offer is going to solve their problem, that's the one they buy. Or at least that's the one they are more likely to buy. So you need to first create an offer that people can understand. And it needs to be simple. I think your offer should have, 1, who is it for? It is for people who are thinking about starting in business and have not chosen an idea, whatever it is. It needs to be clear and it needs to be niched. Do not try to solve everybody's problem, because you cannot. You have to pick a group of people that you want to solve their problems. Not everyone. You know, I showed you the 5-stage of the founder's journey. Right here, on this course, right now, we're only solving builders' problems. We're not solving operators' problems. We're not solving growth founders' problems. We're not solving visionary founders' problems. We had to go back and make sure that we had solved the explorer person problem, because that's the one that precedes the builder. But primarily, I've chosen this course as a builder course. That's why I'm not surprised that those of you who spoke, you having builders problems. You're not having explorer problems. I hope not. And if you do, you might have to go back and redo that. But you're having builders problems because I pitched it to builders. Again, your offer should have what problems it solves. It needs to be clear. Nobody buys a hammer because they want to buy a hammer. You know, a hammer that you use to knock nails? Nobody buys the hammer because they want to buy a hammer. No. They buy a hammer because of what the hammer does. So if they can get that, if they can do what the hammer does with a paper, with a sheet of paper, they'll do it. They'll buy that paper. So it's not the hammer. Don't sell features, right? Sell benefits. What problems does it solve? What results will they receive? What's the transformation that they're going to get? And then also, what do they need to do next? Which could be your CTA, your call to action. What do they need to do next? So let's take a look at something here. So here is a simple offer right here. And I'm going to pause here because I want you to write your own offer right here now, right here and right now. I want you to write your offer. I help. Who do you help? Achieve what results you help them to achieve through what's your product or service. Here's an example. I help early stage founders identify the right customer acquisition strategy and create a practical plan to win their first customer. So let me give you 2 minutes or 3 minutes to write your own offer by using the above. Yeah? I'm going to give you 2 minutes. I help who to achieve what results through what product or service. Yeah. Okay, can we go on? Somebody just posted a... Yes, okay. Thank you. Yes, thank you. I help small companies automate their business work with my, okay, what's the product? Rabindra, what's the product? And what I would do as well, I would niche that small companies to either a particular sector, a particular size, a particular, yeah, size, sector, product. Yeah, because that way you are seen as an expert. Yeah. Rabindra, did you hear what I said?
I just want to say that, am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. The small companies, in the sense, those are the employees below 5 or 10 employees. They
Okay.
don't have that much of money to spend on the bigger tools, or
Mhm.
they don't have the resource to manage everything. They don't have the people to manage everything.
Sure, I
So
know.
some of the tasks, like, how can I say, note keeping, and the like a small accounting task. So
Yeah.
we can give a small tool that they can handle by the owner itself, instead of keeping the resources, because those are expensive.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say to you is this. You can niche this a little bit further because what you want to look like to your customers is you want to look like an expert in a particular field.
Yes,
So in order for you to look like an expert, you cannot be solving the problems of all small companies.
exactly.
So if you want to look like an expert, saying, okay, if I came to you and I said, I help small companies in the sportswear industry to automate their business, right? And
Okay.
somebody else came to a sports company and they said, "Oh, I help small businesses to automate their um, business." Who do you think they're going to go with? It's the one
Yeah,
that said they help a specific industry.
exactly. Specific industry, specific problem.
Exactly. So this is not. If I was working with you, I'll be getting you to try and be more specific than just saying small problems, small companies. Okay.
Yes, you are right. Thank
All
you.
right. Okay. So let's progress. Thank you so much for that, for sharing with us, Rabindra. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to talk about these 7 or so acquisition strategies. These are not only strategies that I know work because I've used many of them and I know they work, but they're also not expensive strategies that you need to employ in the beginning. Number one, existing contacts and referrals, a WhatsApp group or relevant groups, live in-person workshops, live online workshops like we're doing now, strategic partnerships and organizational pilots, speaking opportunities and social media content, targeted direct outreach. So let's talk about these one by one. The closest and probably the simplest group of people that you can target for your first sale are your existing contacts. And somebody might say, "Well, I don't have anyone." You need to scroll through your phone and ask yourself, who can help me? former colleagues, previous clients, friends and families, professional contacts that you have, community members, maybe suppliers and business contacts, people who you have helped previously, whether you helped them in a small way or a big way. And what you want to say is not really to get them to tell them, oh, come and buy my product. You want to tell them that I'm working on a particular problem, this type of problem, yeah? Or I'm working to help this type of people to solve this type of problem. Do you know anyone that I can speak to? Even if you know that they are the ones that have that problem, you can still use the same strategy and say, hey, you know that they're a small company and they're in a niche that you want to work with, and they have this problem, but you still say to them, oh, I'm working with this kind of people to help them solve this kind of problem. Do you know anyone I can speak to? They'll probably tell you, what about us? What about you talking to me? So your first best bet is existing customers, existing contacts that you have. The next one is your WhatsApp groups and community groups that you belong to. If you're a business owner, you need to be part of a community group. And many of us, either by default, they've put us in WhatsApp groups. If you have WhatsApp, people would have put you in a WhatsApp group. You can use the same strategy. You can post in your WhatsApp group that I'm working on something that helps this kind of people, solve this kind of problem. Does anybody know anyone who I can speak to for some information? They'll probably tell you. Somebody will come back to you and give you an idea of somebody you can talk to. Maybe you're part of a professional network or local community or church or community group or industry association or any kind of online community, any community where you are in. Those people can really help you. I'm going through this very quickly. Next is live events, live in-person workshops. Wow. If your product lends itself to live in-person workshop, it's an extremely good way for you to get your first sales. You invite them, you deliver value, and then you ask them to buy. It's that simple. If they're interested, they'll buy. But one thing for sure is that you won't lose because of the questions they ask that you can use in the future. Remember, when you first start talking to customers, the most important thing that you need to know is that your learning is more important than the money. I'm going to say that again. Your learning is more important than the money. The money will come once your learning reaches a particular peak. So a simple 60 minutes or 1 hour workshop or 2 hour workshop, if it's in person, I'll make it about 2 hours. Help them to identify one urgent problem, teach them one method to solve it, help participants to apply it, answer their questions, and invite them to the next step. In person is a very powerful way of leveraging your expertise. Once you stand in front of an audience and you start speaking, they consider you as the expert. Next is live online workshop, 45 minutes or 60 minutes, like we're doing tonight. Teach something useful. Don't hold back. Teach them something. I'm teaching you all the strategies I use. I use all the strategies. Well, in fact, I'm using this one right now. If you notice, I teach a lot on Eventbrite. because I get customers, I get clients from there. I learn. I'm getting a lot of knowledge from there. I'm trying out all the things that I want to try out and test. Testing pricing, testing content, testing everything. Help participants apply, let them ask questions, help them solve their problems, and move on. Strategy number 4. Strategy number 5, strategic partners. Find organizations that this is one of the reasons why you needed to niche. See, I was talking to Brenda earlier that if he was working with small businesses within the sportswear industry, it will be easier for him. Now, what he needs to do, for example, in relation to these strategic partnerships, is if he calls an association that delivers value to sports retailers, for example, and he tells them, oh, I've got this product that your clients will really want. So in your next meeting, can you give me 15 minutes for me to share with them? Because he's targeting that particular audience, he can narrow its action in that direction. Professional association, community groups, charities, training providers. Another one, we have in the UK something called co-working spaces. Co-working spaces have a lot of businesses in it. Schools, colleges, complementary businesses, local authorities, all these, you can find organizations. You want to go to organizations that already have your ideal customers in their catchment. These are strategic partners. Okay. Next, number 6, strategy number 6 is find 2 structured organizational pilots. What do I mean by that? Allow 2 people, suitable organizations, to test your product or your service, to use your product or service for free. What did I say? Let me say that again. Find 2 organizations that really need your product and get them to use it for free. You're running a pilot, so to speak. What will happen is that even though it's free, you will tell them, hey, I'm going to do it for free, but you're going to give me feedback, video feedback. You're going to give me data and all those kind of things. Even though it's free for them to use your product or your service, you get something out of it. You get data out of it. You get information out of it that you can use to promote. Because once you can say, this company and that company have used my product, it's easier for you to take that data and go to a third company and say, well, these your competitors have used my product and this is what they have to say. So now, are you interested? They're more likely, the third company is more likely to be interested because other companies have used your product. It's important. It really does work. Oh, we can get into that. Speaking and social media content. This is my least, is one of my least strategy that I advise in the beginning, because it's a very long-term strategy. Nowadays, because I've been posting content on YouTube for years, somebody will watch one of my videos and then I've got my phone number on the videos and they will call. They will call us to say, oh, we saw you talking about whatever. We want you to work with us. The good news is whenever clients come to us from social media, we can charge a higher fee because they're already sold. They've already sold, they already sold themselves. I've got people who have watched my content for maybe 6 months, and then they make a phone call. And then they come, they say, okay, we want you to do this. And whatever we charge them, they pay because they've already sold it to themselves. But it can take months. But the previous strategies that I told you, you can action it right now, next week, this week, you can do it. So, short educational videos, posts, general content. Number 8, targeted direct outreach. Direct outreach means approaching carefully selected prospects. It means use a message like this. My name is, I notice a specific situation. I help. In fact, what I would do is I'll flip it and start with, hi there. I help organizations who have a particular problem achieve a particular result. That's how I'm going to start. When I start making cold calls, when I make cold calls, I tell them their problem and the solution first. I tell them my name. That's what I do. I don't do it the way most people tell you to do it. I do it the other way. I tell you the problem. I tell you the results I get for you. Then I'll tell you my name. But with cold calls, 80% of them will say no, 20% will say yes. But you can use cold calling. So I've given you 8 strategies. Don't go and try and do all 8. No. Focus on 2 of them. 2 is enough. Some of them may not be suitable for you, but definitely a couple there will be suitable for you to use as your acquisition strategy. Because don't engage in advertising because you don't know what's working yet. Am I saying advertising cannot help? That's not what I said. Advertising can help, but it should not usually be your first move. Otherwise, you may be paying to amplify confusion. Start small if you're going to do it with a controlled budget after you have evidence. Right now, you need evidence that your product is going to sell. And the only way you can do that is choose 2 of these strategies and consistently work on it. For the founder's journey, I've been involved in doing in-person meeting. From that in-person meeting, I started running a pilot, which is going to finish next month. Some of those people are going to come onto my paid course. I've also been running Explorer stage online free and get learning as well as feedback, and also Builder stage learning and feedback. I focused on that. I'm also focused on creating incubators in colleges. That's my strategy for what I'm doing. Focused on it. Yes, I do videos because I've been doing videos for years, but I know the videos will take time. This year, I plan to do 100 videos on the founder's journey. I've just started. Maybe I've done like 15, 20, but I've got over 600 videos anyway. So I know I can do the videos. I'll do 100 this year. But I know it's later on that it's going to begin to bring in result. However, I'm doing things that can bring results now. I'm tapping into my existing contacts. Okay, so choose. So if I was you, I'll set a target on the number of relevant people that I'm going to contact and write their names down. I'll scroll through my phone. I'll write down those names. I'll have conversations because you need to. Then I'll invite maybe 3 invitations. I'll make 3 invitations for people to pay. And then hopefully I'll get a first customer. In 30 to 60 days, if you implement what I've just taught you now, you will get customers. Without a doubt, you will get customers, paying customers. First of all, you will get more people. You will discover, your learning will take you to discover the niche. When you start talking to customers, you start to discover the people who have the problem, who are willing to pay for it. That's the first thing that happens. Then you target those people more and more. The more you target those people, the more you continue to talk to them, the easier it is for you to invite them to a paid offer and then get them to pay. Okay, I'm going to pause because our time is running quite fast. Yeah, let me pause. So in the next 24 hours, choose 5 contacts, add 3 for introductions. If you want to publish 1 piece of content, arrange a workshop, approach a potential partner, create your proposal, send your direct outreach. But like I said, only choose 1 or 2 of this to do. Don't try and do everything, just choose 1 or 2. Okay, I'm going to pause. Let me take a questions, please. Any questions, please? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Rabindra. Thank you, Rabindra. What I want to do now, please, I want to invite you to please complete this feedback form. If you can please go over there now. I'm going to paste it in the chat. I'm going to paste it to everyone. If you can please go to this Google form. It will take you 2 minutes to complete. It will really be helpful for us. I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that. We're going to close soon. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Please, everyone, kindly go over and do that for us. Damani G, Ido, Ishmael, Kumar, Maudlin. I didn't hear your voices. It would have been nice to hear your voices.
Thank you. I really enjoyed the webinar. I learned a lot. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. If you don't mind helping us out by completing the form.
Yeah, I'll complete the form. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for showing up on time. I think you were the first to show up, right? Am I correct, Dami?
Yes,
Dami.
I will.
Yeah, you were. Yeah. I remember seeing your name. Are you in America?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh. Whereabouts are you?
You said what? Excuse me?
Where are you in the US?
I'm in the Midwest.
Okay.
So
So what city is that? Or what cities are in
I'm in Ohio.
Ohio? Okay. Okay.
Yes.
That's the first time I normally have New York people and California people.
Yeah, I'm like Ohio, like northern for the
Okay. What's the time now?
3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay. Okay. All right. That's interesting. Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay. So we're going to close in 2 minutes, but like I said, I'm going to show you an offer for those who might want to continue with me. If you want to continue with me, yeah, this is what you can do. This is what it takes for you to jump to the next level. Actually, I did have a yeah, I had a QR code, but that's not necessary now since many of you already have the link. That would be really good. Thank you for doing that. So if you want to jump onto the next level with us will be an online implementation day course for those who want to. On that course, you will leave with a clear customer offer. You will know how to amplify your sales. You will also create an MVP, a minimum viable product, and that you can use. You will have a clear plan for your next founder journey stage. You will know what the builder's constraints are, where you are, what the constraints are, and what solutions you need to move out of that and move to the next stage of your founder's journey. You will learn why we talk about outsourcing too early will limit your growth. A founder needs to be growing as well as the business. The more the founder grows, the more the business grows. I will also show you how to develop as a founder. Will help you work on the acquisition strategies you've chosen and also help you to write your outreach messages and and to create your workshops and pilot plans. So for this, it's $197 for the day, for the 1-day course. Those who sign up before the 7th of August, you can have it for $197. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to paste the link of the course into the chat. So you'll be able to, it's also a Google form. You'll be able to read, you can copy this. You'll be able to read I pasted it. I called it a payment link. You'll be able to read about the course and what we're offering and how you need to pay for it. If you are interested, then we would go ahead. Also, I'm going to send all of you the slides for the course today, so that you have it. And if you have any final questions, let's take it before we draw the curtains. Any final questions, please? Okay, the two people that spoke earlier, did I answer your questions? I talked about the one thing they would like to learn. Did I answer your questions?
Yes.
Yes,
The
okay.
session answered my questions, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thanks so much. Okay, thank you, everyone. Okay, when can we schedule a workshop? Okay, let me see who this is first. Ishmael, okay. Okay. So Ishmael, do you want to Okay, do you want to have a discovery call with me? Is that what you would like to do?
Okay. Hi.
Yeah, hi. Okay, are you asking for a discovery call with me?
No, no, especially.
Okay,
I see during your presentation,
yeah.
you tell one approach is consists to create an workshop to show how our product work to prospect. I want to know how I can know when is the best moment I can do this workshop.
Oh, I think if you have a product that you want to that you can leverage, I think you should use the approaches that I gave you today,
Mm.
and do it now. Do it as soon as possible. Even if only 3 people come, it's you moved forward with 3 people. 3 people
Okay.
is a movement. Okay.
Okay.
Don't consider how small your current
Okay.
number of um, people are that you have on your social media. Try to try to speak to individuals that you know and get them to refer you to others. If you know 10 people, maybe they can refer you to another 10 people. If you can get 5 of them into a room, you know, it depends, really depends on if you can solve their problem. If you can solve their problem, they'll buy.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Don't look at the numbers.
Okay.
Just go for it. And
Okay.
let me know your progress, please. Can these approaches work for high ticket sales? Absolutely. They can work for any kind of business. They work for high ticket real estate. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. If you look at professional organizations that support real estate um, companies or people who buy high ticket houses or expensive houses, yeah, try and find where they hang out and see if you're offering something that they of value to them, they'll come. Yeah, they'll come. You just have to, if you have an idea, test it. Don't think, oh, it may not work. So what? So what if it doesn't work? It doesn't matter. But don't have it in your head and not test it. Those who succeed, they go out and test things. So go out and test. Okay? All right. Thank you, everyone. I hope that you've given your feedback, and it will be lovely to see you on our next course. If you want to jump on with us, all the information is there for you. And like I said, I would send, you're going to get an email from this email address. I'm going to give it to you now so that in the next few days, if you haven't got it, you should go check your junk. It won't come from Eventbrite, where you're all signed up to. It will come from my private email, boomytokanauthor@gmail.com. All right. Thank you so much for today, and I look forward to your progress. Please stay in touch. You'll be able to stay in touch with that email, and it will have my number on it. And okay, let me put my number here. If you want to WhatsApp me, particularly if you want to jump on the course and you need more questions, you have any more questions, zero. Okay, that's my WhatsApp number. You can copy that, and I look forward to seeing all of you again. Thank you so much, and God bless.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.